So how's it going, everybody? On today's video I want to talk about why I chose the Harley-Davidson Street Bob over the other Softail models. Okay, little guy, I have no idea where you're headed to or nothing like that, but I think I'm going to pick you up and put you somewhere safer. How's that sound? Look at this dude. Man, he's freaking cool. There, you got some water, got some foliage, some weeds. Peace out. Alright, so let's start out with the first Softail model, the Softail Standard. Now that's the bike that kind of got me in the door of the Harley-Davidson dealership because of its price point. They didn't have one when I went to look at one, but they did have this bike, or another Street Bob, the black one that I test rode. And I really like that bike, as you all already know. But the Softail Standard, what was really cool about it is they marketed it as kind of a bare bones, something you could really, you know, put your own personality into. It's like a blank canvas you can customize, which is great. But the thing that I didn't like about the Softail Standard was basically all the chrome. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a huge complaint, but I got to thinking about it, and if I were to buy a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, I would want to go for the more blacked out look, just because I think it's cooler. And if I were to buy the Standard, then that would mean that I would have to, either send parts out for powder coat or repaint and stuff like that. It just meant extra cost. So in my mind, it made sense to jump up to the Street Bob, which already had the black finishes on everything that I would have done anyways. So the next model would be the Lowrider Standard. Real quick, I really do like that bike, except for the two things that really turned me off about it were the god-awful paint jobs that are on the models right now. I don't like that retro styling with the swoosh on the tank, and I don't like the buckhorn handlebars that are on those things. So that meant that immediately I would have to repaint the bike, which is a lot of time and effort. I can do my own paint jobs and things, but that's a lot of disassembly going on. Prep work and then repainting it to a color that I would like. And then the handlebars would have to have been changed out pretty quick. Although they do have really nice seats on those bikes. I really do think the seats on those are really super comfortable and a great bike overall. But once again, things that I would have to immediately change that I didn't care for on the Standard Lowrider. So the next model is the Softail Slim. Now that's a pretty wicked looking bike, classic styling, and that's one that I considered. I wanted to test ride one because I watched, who is it, Sean Smoke, the Smokes vlogs. He's got one of those and he absolutely loves it. So I was intrigued about that bike myself. Unfortunately, they didn't have one for me to test ride at the local dealership. I may have fell in love with that bike, but the one thing I didn't like about the looks of it is the larger front tire. It kind of reminded me of the new Honda Rebel with the big fat front tire on it. I'm sure they handle just fine, ride just super great. Tony Cox has one, he really loves it, and it's a great, beautiful bike, but the front tire was just not my flavor. So I would have had to change, the front tire, rim size, and probably the forks to make a narrower tire work. But it does have the spoke rims that I'm a big fan of. Also the, what do they call them, the beach bars that are on there, the big wide lower handlebars. I didn't really care for those myself. But there are a lot of things about the Softail Slim that I really do like. Beautiful bike. I like the fact that it has floorboards on it. That's really cool. But anyways, on to the next one. Let's talk about the Softail Deluxe. Really quick, it's too stuck in its looks and it's too classic looking for my taste. I do like older looking, more classic looking cars and bikes and things, but I just felt like that one, you couldn't really do much to it unless you're gonna drastically change a lot of things on it to kind of personalize it and make it your own. It would have been a bunch of expense, and it wouldn't have ended up being anything near what it started out as, so why even go through all the effort? Okay, so let's talk about the FXDR. Just no. I couldn't see myself riding one of those things. They're beautiful bikes. I really like them, but I just, once again, I just think that they are what they are. You know, an FXDR is an FXDR. Not many options for customizing. Maybe there are by now, I don't know. I couldn't see myself riding one of those. So next is the Breakout. Once again, another beautiful bike. I like to look at it. I've sat on one before, and they're not very comfortable as far as, you know, my body shape and height and things. I don't think it would be very comfortable on long rides. And the rake of the front forks on it told me immediately that it wouldn't be as easy to handle at lower speeds in parking lots and things like that as, you know, something with not as much of a raked out fork on them, such as this Street Bob is. So beautiful bike. I just didn't want something like that was you know, with that much rake on it. It has a big fat rear tire on it, and some people say, you know, there's no downside to having a big fat rear tire. I don't know, I've never owned a bike with a big fat rear tire on it, but the price point on those, it's at the top of the line basically for the Softail model, so that's basically just a wash. I wouldn't want to, I just didn't want one of those. Okay, now the next bike, now this one is super popular with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys love it, absolutely love it, and I'm talking about the Lowrider S. So first of all, yes, beautiful bike, awesome looking bike, very much loved and adored by the guys who own those things. Marvel Kid has one, Blockhead obviously has one. My dealership didn't have one, so I couldn't sit on it, couldn't look at it, couldn't take it for a test ride, which probably wouldn't have been a big deal. Just going off the reviews, I'm sure I would have been happy on it. But the one thing that I didn't like about it, it was, I don't know, too blacked out, maybe? Like everything on that bike is black. Black on black on black, which I don't have a problem with, beautiful, but I still, you know, prefer a few chrome accents here and there, just to kind of separate it. And the two colors that Lowrider S is available in, like a Barracuda silver and a black, I didn't like either one of those colors, to be honest. Black bikes are extremely hard to keep clean. Of course, being a Harley-Davidson owner, you know, we spit shine our bikes even when they're already clean, so it wouldn't have been a big deal, but I didn't like the silver on it. And it was just, it's one of those bikes that's, it gets a lot of attention on YouTube. A lot of guys own them on YouTube, and I just wanted to be just a little bit different. Now finally, the bike that I wanted to talk about that was on my short list, that's a Softail model, is the Sport Glide. Now, to be honest with you, if it would have come down to a coin toss between this and the Sport Glide, I probably would have gotten the Sport Glide if it came up heads, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I absolutely love those bikes, how they look, how they feel when you're sitting on them, and the modularity of them. I mean, they come with removable fairing, quick detach fairing, that looks really cool. They got the quick detach luggage. So as far as usability is concerned, the Sport Glide is a freaking awesome bike. I love it. D-Cycle owns one of those, and I watch a lot of his videos because he's got that awesome bike. But you really do get what you pay for when you get a Sport Glide, because it's got inverted front forks on it, it's got cruise control already on it, it's got the luggage, it's got everything that you would need, forward controls. It's just a really kick-ass bike. But the price of it being just over $20,000, and the fact that well, I wanted a little bit more of a blank canvas. But like I said, if it came down to a coin toss, I would have rode away on one of those things and been perfectly happy with it. However, the one my dealership had is that flat gray color, which is kind of cool, denim gray or whatever it's called. But if I could have looked at one that was maybe in a black or that deep metallic blue, it would have been nice to see one of those. But see, the thing is, I didn't want to go asking my dealership to start, you know, driving halfway all over the state looking for these different bikes to bring into the dealership just so I could pick one of them. I didn't want to be that guy, you know. But all of the Softail models that Harley-Davidson currently offers are really kick-ass bikes, and you can find things you like about them, things you don't like about them. But the bottom line is, they are sweet rides. I mean, they all minimum come with this 107 standard Milwaukee 8 engine. That is just an absolute joy to ride. So just to kind of bottom line it, the reason why I chose the Harley-Davidson Street Bob over the other Softail models, number one, I love this color, River Rock Gray. I absolutely love this color. Number two, the flexibility as far as like putting custom parts on it and turning it into whatever the heck I wanted to. That really appealed to me. And last but not least, the price. For what you pay for one of these things, it's just $1,000 more than the Softail Standard, but you get aesthetically quite a bit more to it. Hopefully once my coastal kit gets here, I'll be able to put my new bars on and really finish doing to this bike what I wanted to do to it. Unfortunately, I'm going on 2 months waiting on my parts from Harley, and I hope they get here soon. But so I absolutely love this Street Bob, and out here is where I live with this bike. Windy country roads, just out cruising. Anyways, everybody, I want to thank you once again for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. Remember to hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Hit that subscribe button and share this video with all your friends if you like my content. Until we see you again, everybody out there, ride safe and have a good day.